So, Breanna Stewart said something extremely dumb today, and I mean this when I say this. The WNBA players cannot stop. Like, they cannot help themselves with putting themselves into really, really bad positions. And by the way, NBA players are similar as well, but Chris Paul's not going to do it. Like, the heads of the NBPA aren't going to say or do something dumb as they're negotiating a CBA. Like, Stewie, this might have been the worst possible thing. She's already... So, there was this tweet yesterday, and it was about... Where was it? It was this tweet here, basically saying she's the president, which she's not. They co-found Unrivaled the benefits of the WNBA lockout. It does. Like, Fee was like, well, why would we not go on behalf of the players? Unrivaled was set up to benefit the players. I agree, but Unrivaled benefits most her and Breanna Stewart, let's be real. But it benefits everybody. Yeah, it's an objectively good thing. I hope Unrivaled succeeds. But at the end of the day, it is better for Unrivaled. It is better for those two. It is, well, say not even better. There is a possibility that it is better for the players in Unrivaled. Not all the players, but it's better for the players in Unrivaled for them not to be a W season. Because they make Unrivaled longer, they make it 5v5, and they get more investors, they get more money. Their league grows in value, and they own part of the league. So, that's one of the huge things. And you better believe, if this all falls through, Nneka Nwumke is going to play in Unrivaled. These players are all going to play in Unrivaled with equity. But it's one of those things. So this tweet went semi-viral. How do you negotiate in good faith? And then Fee basically was like, you really think we're going to negotiate something badly on behalf of the players? Like, you really think we're going to be stopping the players from making more money? And Stewie then goes and says this. It's not a conflict of interest yet. She's asked about a conflict of interest. She goes, oh, it's not yet. I think it's just a little bit different. The things we can take from Unrivaled are the TV deal and how huge and incredible that was. But also the numbers behind it, like having 3 games per week. People were constantly paying attention to it. There were, like, I mean this when I say this, there were less viewers than some Mick Talks Hoops videos. Unless it was on, like, on what it was on, I can't remember, it was like True TV or something. I can't even remember what the other network it was on. But, whether it's Femi or someone else on Rival, we understand that's the standard, what to expect when we come back to W. She is leveraging Unrivaled. How is this not a conflict of interest? She's leveraging Unrivaled. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? She's literally, it's already conflict of interest. Fee is probably like, why? She is leveraging Unrivaled. She is already leveraging it. She is leveraging Unrivaled as part of the CBA. The WNBA players are using a rival league as leverage, and then while players that are owners are negotiating. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And not that it doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. And if you guys agree that this is just a bad look, subscribe. We are trying to hit 52.75k by the end of the day. But lads, all I'm going to say is that this is the worst thing you possibly could have said. This is the worst thing she possibly could have said. Because essentially she has now said, we want our standards to be like Unrivaled. Well, it's very different on Unrivaled. They're able to have all the best facilities. Why? Because everyone's in the same facility. If the WNBA played in the Wubble, you guys probably could push for the Wubble to have all the best facilities. The problem is that every single team is different. Every single owner is different. Every single city is different. So, like, if you demand every team has a set amount of facilities, it becomes a lot trickier because the team based in New York, for them to set up the same, like just with the land price in New York, for them to set up a facility, it could cost them 100 million for the land itself. It could be 100 million facility in New York, could be 400 million. Because labor costs more in New York. Land costs more in New York. It's very difficult for them to have a set thing that is the exact same thing as Unrivaled. Like, everyone's talking about, Unrivaled nearly broke even. Do you want to know why Unrivaled nearly broke even? Because people were handing them money. Technically, if you include the NBA's money that they give to the WNBA loses 20 or 30 million a year. But if you include the money the NBA has handed them, or 10 million a year, sorry. If you include the money that was handed to them by the NBA, technically, they didn't lose money. Technically, if you count the NBA's money as investments, which it is, which is due to their investors are losing money. The investors, the league lost money. The league lost money. And there was investors still pumping money into it. They signed a huge TV deal because TNT are trying to stay on basketball. And nobody's watching. They signed a TV deal that's probably going to not be there after 3 years. Or if it's not there after 3 years, there's definitely not going to be at the same rate after 3 years. And look, let's be real. Let's be real. Unrivaled is there in the off-season. Is it a better option for American players if they don't want to go overseas? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's an option. Is it a better or worse option? I'm not going to say either way. Because let's be real. Gabby Williams made more money than every single player in Unrivaled outside of Sabrina, who made $1 million for some reason. She made $1 million to literally play part-time. She quit Unrivaled halfway through and missed half the games. She was a part-time Unrivaled player. Like you can't call Unrivaled a serious league when your highest paid player is like, oh, I'm not locked in. I don't really care about this. It's just for some off-season workouts. Like when they had workouts and Satu was championing, I work out an hour a day. I'm like, what's going on here? But of course it's a conflict of interest. And all that Stewie has done is proven that it's a conflict of interest. The Lunar Owls, Fee's team, set and being like, yeah, we want there to be a longer Unrivaled season. We want a lockout. An official team posted that they wanted a freaking or implied they wanted a lockout. Now you've got the owner basically using Unrivaled as a bargaining chip. Like to say there is a conflict of interest there. Whether or not you believe that the conflict of interest is enough to have them not on at the negotiation tables. But there is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And all they've proven is that there is a conflict of interest with the owners of Unrivaled trying to probably argue for something that's impossible to get because the league is still losing money. And like even through the first 2 or 3 years of that TV deal, the league will become profitable by the end of that TV deal. No question about it. The WNBA will become profitable. But the problem is that like the team are going to be losing money because it's not easy to build all the facilities. It's not cheap. It takes time. It takes manpower. It takes time. It takes labor. It takes buying land. It takes structural engineers. Doing that takes time. It takes a lot of it. And not everybody is going to be like Chicago Sky that get half of it paid for them because it's probably, I doubt it, with the fact that like where they're putting the land, they're paying for half of it. I wouldn't be that surprised if a large chunk of the Chicago Sky's facility is not exclusive for the Sky. I think Sky will have an exclusive area in it, but I would say it's not probably entirely exclusively for the Sky. But all in all this is showing is that the WNBA players are not in a good spot when it comes to leverage. They're not in a good spot when it comes to leverage at all. And they're proving that people negotiating have a conflict of interest with Unrivaled.